All right, here we go. Starting the live stream. Starting the live stream. Sophia's not here. She's having her hair done. But she will be here momentarily after she does a few other things. What's this? I don't know what that is. Or some OBS, something or the other. I've given up on the chat thing. Trying to get both chats running in here at the same time. For now, I've given up. Hold, please. Hey! How's things?
Just going to do an hour each, I think. I know we can pay for two, but probably won't stay.
All right. So you want to pay for two or just?
We're going to just do the 1 hour each. I'll pay for both. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
34.38.
Okay. Want a drink? Okay.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, I was going to get a drink. I was going to get a lime rich coffee. You have to
Yes.
cancel that?
I'll just back up. Go ahead and grab one. And hi.
Hi there, can I buy an admission?
Yes.
For Imagine? Yeah.
You want $14.95 for an hour or 5 cents more for 2 hours?
Just 1 hour.
1 hour?
Yeah.
All right, $17.19.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do you want a receipt?
Okay.
Okay, I'll stamp your hand.
Okay.
You are good. 9.10.
So I'll pay for
All right.
Bob's and I'll pay for his admission as well. How you been?
Busy.
Yeah? Just as busy as we've seen it in here. That's good, I guess. Last time we were here, you were cutting out a sink next door.
Yeah,
How'd that go?
they're in.
They're in?
Yeah.
Good.
There you go. 9.10.
Thank you.
Now we just got to get the
Do I-
food.
Is that, count to get that stamp? Is that okay?
The next one.
Yay.
Free.
Finally. Okay. And I owe you. Thank you.
All right. $40, 42 cents.
Okay.
Yeah. So next thing we have to get the health board or whoever in to
Right.
sign off back there for
Yep,
us,
Yep.
and then
You're good to go.
we get to fire up our freeze dryer.
Right on. Excellent.
I'll probably fire it up before then. But
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang up what I'm saying. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thanks. Are we there yet? We're getting closer. We had a whole bunch of people come in all at once for 1 hour. This is like the most 1 hours I think I've ever had in here at a time. It's pretty funny. The guy over there at Lethal Enforcers with the blue shirt, he's been in here a bunch of times. Both of those guys have. He usually does 2 hours, but today he's like, oh, I just got an hour. So, and you can see my new configuration. Maybe you can't. Maybe we can see it over here. It's so dark. So yeah, you can see back in the back corner there, I piled up all the video games back by the LED curtain walls. And in this configuration, it's actually really cool. I could fit in 2 more video arcades doing this. So that's cool. And hello from Tom and myself. Hello, hello. Said earlier, oh, hold on. Hi, how are you? Here for some games? All right. So $14.95 for an hour, 5 cents more for 2 hours. And you have a 2 hour.
A 2 hour.
All
You
right.
split that?
No,
No?
no.
Okay. I'll split. We're not going to be here for 2 hours.
No, we're not. We're just
Yeah.
Yeah. It's $14.95 for an hour, 5 cents more for 2 hours.
Oh,
So
that's
I could take that and give you a nickel back
No.
if you want to do it that way.
No. I do love
All right. So do you want to do? You're just gonna stay for an hour then? Is that the idea?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Are you with the other group?
Yeah.
Most of them are just saying an hour. I
Yeah.
think.
Just
So
doing the hour.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I will pay for 2 because it's only 5 cents.
Okay. All right.
Because you never know. You never know.
What if, you know?
All right. So $17.25 for you.
Okay.
Right over here.
I can't pass up a deal even if it makes no sense.
It's doing it. Yep. So how that came about, it seems kind of silly, but how it came about was when we first opened,
Yeah.
we did we looked at models of other side. It'll rub off there. Most places were doing by the hour,
Okay.
around $15. So we crunched the numbers and we thought, yeah, that's going to work for us. But then I didn't want to remind people when their hour was up. And what I found is most people, an hour, they blow through that really easily. 2 hours, not so much. After about 90 minutes, they start to kind of get burned out. So we opened $15, 2 hours, that was it. So many people are like, I don't have 2 hours, I'll pay you half of that $7.50. I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose. So that's where this pricing model came from. And it worked out great. So anyway, yeah, so 2 more video arcades I can put over there. I'm working on, the other day I went and I bought, it's called a Lucky 8 line. And it's, oh, hold on just 1 second. Okay, this one's working.
Oh, this one is working.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's old, so
Yeah.
you have to manually lift the ball up every single
Oh,
time.
Okay, that's so cute. Okay.
1964. This one. Yeah. All right. So there were these little arcades called Lucky 8 Line, and then there was another one called something like Swinging Bells or something. They were made in Moncton, New Brunswick, apparently. They're not full-size arcades, but they're not quite cabaret-style arcades. They're not quite that small. They had a little color monitor in them and 5 buttons on the console, and they were a slot machine kind of thing. Slot machine on the glass for amusement only. And you would pay like $1 and get 20 credits or something like that. I think that's what this one was set for. And what it was a way to skirt gambling laws. So it was for amusement only, but there was a button on the top of the machine, and when you hit that button, it resets all the credits. So Buddy goes, sits down, puts in a couple of bucks in the machine, he plays slot machines for a little while, he earns, he puts, let's say he puts $2 in, he has 40 credits, he plays slot machine for a while, now he has 100 credits. So he calls the bartender over, the bartender comes over, verifies 100 credits, hits the button on top of the machine, clears the credits, they go over, he cashes them out. That was the idea. So there's, apparently in the Maritimes, there's a bunch of these things floating around in various states of decay. I don't know when they were popular. I'm gonna guess probably, just looking at them, probably late 80s maybe? Not sure. Anyway, I got one. They're the one that I have. He said it didn't work. When he plugged it in, it got lights on for the little buttons on the control panel, but nothing else fired up. And I didn't care. I really just want the cabinet. I'm gonna put in a 60-in-1 card. I'm gonna put in LCD monitor and joystick and a couple of fire button kind of things. That sort of configuration. So I didn't care if it worked or not. But when I looked at it, it looks like the monitor might actually work if the wires and everything were all kind of pulled out and not connected up right. It looked like there was power going to the little circuit board, but I don't know. And the transformer was just bouncing around on the inside of the thing. So we may have actually, since I didn't tie anything down when I bought it, I just threw it in the back of the van. The transformer bouncing around in there may have pulled a couple wires out and managed something, but I yanked the monitor. It's complete. So I'm gonna actually, it's on the bench. I'm gonna actually see if I can get it to run. I have not recapped the monitor yet, so this is gonna be my test bed. It's some little junky monitor. It's probably like 10 or 12 inches. It's like a little tiny thing. So if I blow it up, who cares? I'm not gonna bother even trying to fire up the board because I don't care about it. So that's the thing. Let's see. Mick says, sounds like quite the collector's item. They're actually not. There's a fair amount of them around here. A guy that I know who was actually working on Lethal Enforcers for me, he told me that a fair amount of people in the Maritimes want them just because they remember going to the bar and playing them. But they're always junk. They're always in really bad shape. He said there's a guy in Greece who actually sells new boards for them. So when one of them comes in for he works on video games and pinball machines. When one of them comes in and they want it restored, he just gets a new board for it and throws it in and calls it a day. Recaps a monitor or something. He says there's no schematics or documentation out there for these things. So, and this is not the first one I've seen come up. The guy only wanted $50 for it, so I figured if the box is in good shape, that's great. I can't even buy the wing for $50, so I'm okay with that. But I've seen them go for $150, $200 working and not working. And another guy that I know, he pulled a couple of them out of a garage or something, and he was doing the same thing. He was just gutting them, putting some artwork on the side for just home use kind of thing. Put in a Pandora box, which has a couple hundred different video games, and you put a joystick, a couple of buttons, and off you go. So, yeah. So we got Lethal Enforcers back. I thought that was a power supply or I thought it was a monitor recap problem because the monitor was acting weird and flaky and stuff. So I took it to my friend over near Bunkton. I took it to his house. The guy I was just talking about, he does game repair and stuff. He turns it on and he texts me and he says, "Yeah, I think it needs a recap because it's acting really weird." He pulled the monitor and he's like, "Wait a minute, this all looks familiar." Apparently, he recapped this monitor for the previous owner of this game. He's like, "Yeah, it's all my capacitors in there. It's all the brands and stuff, everything I use." And he asked me where I got it from. He goes, "Yeah, I did recap this one." So it didn't need recapping. What it needed was there's a power plug that plugs into the monitor board, and it wasn't fitting in and making a good connection. And so sometimes it would jiggle just enough that it was close enough that the power would arc and make a connection. Sometimes it was just far enough that the power would arc and the monitor would flick on and off and do weird stuff. And sometimes it was far enough away that the monitor wouldn't turn on. So it seemed stupid that it was like a $3 part to fix it. But when I looked in there, I wasn't getting any power to the monitor, but it looked like the power was coming out of where it should have been. I was checking where it was coming from. I just wasn't checking where it was going. So And he figured it out. He heard it arcing. So he's like, oh yeah, something weird is going on here. So he figured it out that way. So we took, that was last Monday. No, Monday before last, actually. We put lethal enforcers in the van. We drove across the bridge over to New Brunswick, dropped it off at this guy's house. Up the street was a guy that was selling Space Invaders. So we now have the Space Invaders in here. So we dropped the game off, went up the street, loaded a new game in, came back here, and got that set up. So we have the Space Invaders in here now. And it's I don't think that was here last time we did a live stream. And then coming back on the New Brunswick side, there's kind of this big lineup of cars. And we got a little closer, and Sophia's like, oh no, that's a motorcyclist on the road. We thought we saw a motorcyclist, and there was a blob of something sitting in the middle of the oncoming lane road. Well, the closer we got, we realized it was a moose. So the guy in our lane heading towards PEI ran into a moose, and it wasn't a giant moose. It wasn't one of the big mooses. It was like a horse-sized moose, but it just, his whole front of his car, like his engine, he was in a truck or a van or something. I was driving, so I didn't really get a good look at it. But the hood was straight up, and it looked like the engine was like in his front seat kind of thing. Yeah, and then the moose, he just looked, he would look fine. He would look like he was just napping, but I don't think he was. So that was our adventure. Fix it. After a while, I guess you could have smelled the arcing as well. I didn't. When I had it, so I had it in the other room. We had it on coin play. And then I moved it to a different section of the room over there, and it wouldn't start. So I opened it up, I fiddled with some cables, and got it to go again. When I moved it over here, I think it started once, and then it wouldn't start again. And I'd gotten in and looked at it a few times, but it was in kind of a weird position, and I just assumed it was a monitor, and so I don't really do monitors yet, so I kind of just figured I'd have to get it out of here and get it to someone. Moose on a motorcycle, did he even have a license? Well, as it turns out, he wasn't on a motorcycle, so we just thought it was. Like, what else would make a blob like that from a distance? We thought a motorcycle had tipped over, but yeah, poor moose. We don't have anything like that on the island. Like, the biggest animal we have is a wolf-coyote hybrid, outside of humans. But we have a wolf-coyote hybrid, which is not as big as a wolf, but not as small as a coyote. We have coyotes, we have foxes. Across the bridge, they have moose and deer and porcupine and all kinds of other larger animals. But moving it probably wiggled it loose enough. Probably, yeah. You know, I haven't checked to see if my Twitch is twitching. Is my Twitch twitching? Let me check. Pinballorama on Twitch. And Pinballorama on Twitch. It appears to be working. Pinballorama on Twitch. So I'm going to leave this. Oh, I'm just talking to myself. You guys don't. I need a Twitch chat room though, so I'm going to leave this open. I will check it periodically. Let's see, y'all got some big beavers up there. I'm not going to comment on that. Yeah, so Big Lebowski next Monday. Just a few days. It is currently sitting in Maine at the shipping depot place that we had it shipped to. It arrived there. It was supposed to arrive on Friday. It actually arrived on Thursday. So yeah. Wait, what day is it? It was supposed to arrive. Let me. It was supposed to arrive today, but it actually arrived yesterday. I don't even know what day it is. It's been kind of a weird week. Um, yeah. So Sophia, we're gonna drive over over there on Monday, pick it up. Then we're gonna drive it back. We're gonna drop it off in a storage unit, and we're gonna let it sit there and marinate for a little while. And then on the 7th, on Thursday, March 7th, we're going to close early. Sophia, unfortunately, has to go back to BC for some family stuff. So she's going to miss all the fun. So she's leaving next week. So that, but March 7th, I'm gonna close early. I'm gonna bring it in here. We're gonna do a live stream. I've invited some friends over, and we're just gonna have a little private get together kind of thing. We're gonna unbox it. We'll do a live stream. We're gonna eat some pizza. We're gonna play it. I'm gonna set up camera. I think a general room camera, like the one that is currently showing the room, and then this one that's pointing at me. I might spin around and we'll point that, and then maybe Adventure Cam will be pointing down on it. Something like that. Don't know. We'll do that for a couple hours, play the thing for a couple hours. And then on Friday, on the 8th, we're going to turn it on 6:30, 7 o'clock for general public play. And we're going to have some sort of party or something. I haven't figured out all the details yet. I haven't actually announced it. Because I'm sort of talking about, well, this is kind of what we're going to do, but I haven't actually set anything in stone because I want to make sure the game is clear first. I think I just got a text. Hold, please. Sorry, that was Sophia. We blew a fuse in the van just for running late. So not a major thing, but she went to go get a fuse, and the place she was going to go is closed, so she's going somewhere else. Yeah. Let's see. Spike asks, you have to declare Big Lebowski at the border. You guys have a border. We don't. Yes, so we have to declare it at the border, and then we have to pay duty on it, which is going to be 15% of purchase price. I don't know how much that is exact. I have a general idea what it's going to be, but we bought it from a company in the States, so the amount that we paid, the exchange rate fluctuated. So when we cross the border, they'll figure out what the exchange rate is at that time. So actually, if the exchange rate is lower than what we paid, than what we got for our exchange rate when we paid for it, it actually works out in our favor because we pay a little bit less. We decided to do it that way and actually go pick it up for a couple of reasons. We could get a what do they call it? I can't even think of it. We get someone to process the customs, the duties, and all the other stuff for us. Brokerage, that's it. But then we have to pay brokerage fees, and for something like this, at this dollar value, it's probably going to cost us would it cost us an extra $800 or $900? And then have it delivered here to Canada. That would have been fine, but it's like a 4.5 hour drive to Maine. Then when we're over the border, we're going to stop and pick up some American products, some American drinks that we can't get here, and things like payday bars, which we can't get. I want to get zigzags and some other stuff. So zag nuts, whatever they are. No, zigzags are the rolling paper. I don't want those. I think it's zag nuts. Zag nuts. Anyway, American candy bars. So we're gonna pick up some of those, bring those over, and then probably grab lunch and then head back. So, that 15% is our. That's. I think that's what it. It depends on what product you're bringing into Canada. Some of them have 12%, some of them have less. But I think this falls under just sort of a general tax, and our general tax is 15%. We got to pay for all those Moose motorcycle licenses somehow. That's exactly it. Zagnut, yes. Let me look. Hold on. Zagnuts? Zigzag? Yeah, it's not. It is. I'm looking at it. Zagnut is one of them, but there was another one called like Zigzag. If I just look up Zag. Zig? No, I don't remember what it is. They're in a yellow package with black lettering, but I can't remember what they are. Do I go to Costco to pick up the box at the U.S. Treats, or do you know a distributor? In this case, we're actually just going to get them from a retail store, and I'm going to bug the manager that will they give me a discount if I get a whole bunch of them, because there's no like cash and carry or anything like that in this town. And I tried to find some sort of restaurant distributor or something like that, and I just couldn't find anything. So even if we pay retail and bring them over, that's actually comes out to be about the same price I have been getting them, which is a little steep, but I just charge it. I don't make a lot of money off of them. I just charge them, a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know, like 30 cents a bar or something like that. Yeah. We have Butterfingers up here. So, all right, now I have to look. Now I have to figure out what it is. So there was, let's see. I think this is. No, this is not the one I was looking at. Eye Candy Warehouse. No, that's not it. Yeah, I thought I saw them at this website, but they don't have that. Payday is one of the ones that I want to get. I might get Mr. Goodbars. And whatchamacallit, I don't think we can get those here. And then 100 grands we can't get here. God, it's going to bug me now that I can't remember the name of this stupid candy. All right, I Googled American candy. No, it's not any of those things. 100 grand, it's not that. Raisinets, no. Fifth Avenue, no. I'm gonna find it and be like, oh yeah, that thing. It's an exciting live stream of me trying to remember some stupid candy bar. All right, I'm going to Amazon. I'm going to look up on Amazon. All right, searching for American candy bar. All right, there's a whatchamacallit. It's not a whatchamacallit. It's not a Mr. Goodbar. Not American Mars bars. Not a Heath bar. Heath bar, I do want that. We have score bars here, but we don't have Heath bars. Yeah, they're basically the same. Not O. Henry's. Oh my God, it's not even here. I kept running into it, like over and over. I'm like, oh, those are the ones that I want. All right, that's it. I give up. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's a Zag Nut. Slow poke. I don't think it's a slow poke. Abacazaba. Wait a minute. Is that it? Ah, that's it. Abazaba. That's the one. These things. Abazabas. Yeah. Chewy taffy, peanut butter section. I don't know if I've ever had them, but I like the way they look. I like the way they look, so, and they look small. So I assume I'll be able to get them for not very much. Let's see. Sugar Daddy. I will probably get some Sugar Daddies. and maybe sugar babies. I think we had this conversation last time. Did they make a sugar mama? I don't remember. Toblerone, no. O. Henry, no. I might get O. Henry's. I don't know if I can get those.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Whole priest. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye. See ya. Okay. So Abazabas, I haven't. I see what you're saying. Abracazabras. That's not food. That's an incantation or something. Yes, that's true. I think I've had them a long time ago, but I don't remember. But they look funky, and people like funky stuff. It's got the checkerboard thing; it draws the eye. So that's really the reason I want to get them, because they're sort of interesting. I got new candies in. These were by request. I got picnic bars. These are all from the UK. Picnic, Curly Whirly. These taste like Rolo, basically. And Twirl. And Twirl is basically like two flakes. These. Are these made by the same people? No, they're not. So Twirl and Flake are basically the same kind of thing. They're like a chocolate that's all light and fluffy and kind of folded up on the inside. So it's just two different people making two different things in the same kind of purpley package, right? So what is it with like British and other candies where they're all purple?
Very much.
Thanks. See you later. Yeah, see, violet crumbles. They look like what's with purple? Is my stream still working okay? I actually haven't checked it. I assume since you guys are like can hear me and stuff that everything's working fine on the YouTubes. Oh, there's Flick Lives in chat. Describe it. Hi, Flick Lives. You guys want to see the new layout over there? Let me adventure cam. Oh, we should do black hole before Sophia gets here. Is it black hole time? Where is you know, I had the app right here. There it is. All right, here we go. Camera adventure time. Camera safari adventure time. I'll go show you how I've done this. So I've got these here, lethal enforcers. And then this is going on a stand of its own. And then these little guys, I've got one there and one back behind there. So the console is going on its stand and it'll freestand and it'll be behind here. This is where we're putting the Big Lebowski because we're gonna have the rug underneath it. And so I think that, it's probably the best place for it because then the rug will stand out and stuff. So while we first get it in here and set up, it'll be here for a little while. And then we'll move it in with the rest of the crowd. Or I don't know, maybe we'll just leave it here. And then, but the console over there is going on the stand and it will always live back behind here. So that's sort of how that is. Black hole time. All right, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, it's not black, it's wormhole. That's what it is. Wormhole time. Let's see. I have to remember to mute it so that we don't know. Oh, wait, I have to do it over in this one. Oh, yeah. Live stream. We'll mute it. We'll go full screen. And I have to go over here to here. I don't know what happens if so I'm going to full screen. I don't know what's going to happen. Because I can't see anything. I just see the live stream. So I guess I'm gonna find out how this works with you guys as the live stream goes on, and it'll start to, okay, wait, there we go. I see it's changed. I can still see chat. I can't see chat in this thing while I do live, while I do it in full screen here. So we'll see how it goes. I guess I could open chat at something else while this does its thing. What's it gonna do? Are we in a loop? I don't know what's going on. It looks like is the screen just getting smaller every time it does? It's not it is. It's not wormholing. It's just getting smaller, or it's just shifting its way down. Ah, interesting. All right, that means we have to leave. We have to do it this way. Oh wait. Oh, now I've screwed it up. Hey, get back here. To do it this way, I think. All right. I leave for a few minutes and now there's multiple sevens. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. What's happening with Electro when Lebowski comes to roost? I don't know yet. I might pull hard body. Blackwater I wanted to leave here anyway. I might pull Blackwater. I've decided. There we go. There's our wormhole time. I'm getting a message. I bet it's Sophia. It is. Unless I can figure out, it seems like every time I need to find more room in here, I can shove some stuff around and I can squeeze a little bit more room out. I might be able to do that. I don't know. I think on Thursday, when we're setting up Lebowski, I don't know. Yeah, Hard Body gets a lot of abandoned games on it. I might call that. And then Blackwater, I wanted to sell it, and it's actually been a little bit glitchy, so I need to work on it anyway. I might pull Blackwater and then just move Electro where that is. So it's gonna be one of those two probably. And Hard Body's been in here since we opened, so it's probably time for it to go. What else has been in here since we opened that I could pull? Strange Science, maybe? Don't know. Yeah. Oh, look at, I wasn't even paying attention. Look at this. How many deep are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep. That's it. It's 7 sevens. And then, but should we just let it go? Let's let it go. Let's see what happens. We'll let it go. Okay, there's one more. We'll let it go 2 more deeper, and then we'll see how that looks. And then we'll exit out of the wormhole. I could actually hide me while we do the wormhole. I should be hiding me when we do the wormhole, so it just gets smaller, smaller, smaller. Next wormhole, we'll do that. All right, hold please. Oh dear, look at that. I leave and the whole wormhole goes to hell. All right, let's get rid of this thing. And back to normal. Oh, that's fun. How many deep was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so I think 17 is our record now.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming in.
Take care. We'll see you.
Yeah, we'll have the new Big Lebowski machine will be in a couple of weeks.
Right on. I like the Space Invaders. Thanks for getting that. That's a move.
Yeah.
That takes me back a few years, 40 years more. 40. Oh my God. 44 years ago. It was 1980 we were playing that.
Yeah.
How old are you?
50 something.
Okay, I'm 60. So
Okay.
I'm older than you. So
Yeah.
high school, 10 and 11, go to a similar arcade. Not as nice as yours.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a pool hall and they had a few Space Invaders and Asteroids. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to the arcades all the time when I was a kid. And like I remember there was a couple not too far away that we could walk to from school.
Yep.
And then a couple bigger ones in the city that were a little fancier.
Yeah.
But I remember like every day we'd swing by the arcade, even if we didn't have any money, just to see what was new was out.
Yeah.
So I remember when Frogger was introduced and the Pac-Mans, like the whole Pac-Man family. Asteroids, all of the Vector game ones,
Yeah.
like Asteroids and Red Baron and Battlezone and
Yeah, exactly.
Gravatar. And,
There used to be one that I loved to play. I've never seen it since. We had it at the Kmart. We walk over one side. It's no bigger than that. It's called Biplanes. You went head to head. It's very, very simple. You had a little plane that took off. It was from the side view. Whoop, and you fight each other. You press the fire button and one little ball will come out.
that sounds familiar.
It was called Biplanes.
Let's see if I can find it.
And it was, you loop the loops, you could go around, they had big clouds, you could go behind a painted on cloud.
Yeah.
But it was so simple, but it was so difficult at the same time because you had to take off. If you didn't pull your button properly, you'd crash every time.
Right.
It took us like 15 minutes just to learn how to take off. And then you'd circle around and then you'd go pop, and this one ball would come out. And if you flew into it, it was hilarious when you finally shot your buddy down next to you. It was 2 players.
That sounds really familiar. Yeah, I'll look and see if I can figure out what that
Spent
is.
all like half a grade 10 for my lunch hours. I think it was less than a quarter game.
I'm building a Quicks right now. Remember that one? Quicks?
Okay.
It was a square screen,
Yeah.
and there's this sort of morphy thing that moves around in the screen. And you have a joystick, a fast and a slow button.
Okay.
You're on the outside.
Yeah.
You draw a square out of the middle of the playfield
Yeah.
without this thing touching you, and it fills up that box.
Okay.
And then you go and you make another box. And the whole point is to take over like 75% of the playfield without this thing touching you.
Okay.
At the same time, there are these electricity things that go along the lines that you've drawn.
Yes.
And if it touches you, you die.
Okay.
So that's the two ways that the Quicks can touch you and die, or the electricity can touch you and die. So if it's coming for you, you have to draw up around and let it pass you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was a really unique game. Easy to understand, easy to clear a couple of screens,
Yeah.
but gets hard quick. And it's super addictive.
Wow.
So that's the one I'm working on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
All right. Thanks for having us.
see you later. Ah, sorry about that. I lost count at 13 sevens. Yeah, I think how many did I say? I forget now. Suppose I hear something is cycling. Hold please. Hi. Just unsticking a ball there.
We'll do the date night, please.
That starts 9, 10, 11. That starts now. Yes. I thought it was an hour earlier until I looked at the clock. I'm like, where did that hour go? All right, 28.75.
There's 25.
Okay. All right, one of those back to you, and I'll stamp your hands real quick. There you go. I have coat hooks over here if you guys want to hang your coats up. There's these too. Almost wondering if we don't bother streaming on Twitch that much anymore. I'll probably do the live stream when we do the unboxing for on the 7th when we do the unboxing for Big Lebowski. I'll probably do that on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And after that, maybe I'll just keep doing just do YouTube from now on. I don't seem to get a lot of not a lot of interaction off of Twitch. Nick asks, do you ever get overwhelmed with all the sounds and lights after being in an arcade for a while? Nowadays, no. When we first opened, the first couple of weeks after being open, I was going into the back room like my ears were kind of bugging me, and I go into the back. The lights never bothered me, and I guess the lights sort of increased over time. Like it wasn't this much when we moved in. I just kind of keep nailing stuff to the wall. Like, hey, this is deep. But the sound would get to me, and I go in the back. About once an hour, I go in the back for just a few minutes to let my ears kind of settle down. I was going to build acoustic panels and put them on the ceiling, and I still might. But after, I actually brought in a sound level meter, and it wasn't too bad in here. That was when the counter was over on that side, and over there I was reading. When we were busy and everything was running, it was about, I don't know, upper 80s decibels over there. I ended up going through and turning all the machines down a little bit and tried to get them adjusted so that you could hear them when you're at the machine, but when you walk away, you just sort of have this general hum and nothing really stands out that much. And that helped a lot. Now the sound doesn't really bother me. And before, I was like, I had to really speak loudly to people, and my throat would get a little sore. But here, it's usually not too bad. And I don't usually have the music up that loud. Like you can kind of hear it in the background here. I try to keep it at a level so, like, if everybody clears out except for one person, it gets kind of quiet in here. So I want the music to kind of fill up that gap We've had at times where I've turned off the music or something, um, and someone would be in here, and like we have a bunch of people leave, and there'd be like one or two people in here, and then it would just get like creepy quiet. Like, yeah. So I think that the acoustic panels would help a little bit in here. There is a little bit of an echo, and it might help kind of reduce that sort of wash of kind of this white noise. When you go into the back room, when you have a lot of people in here, you go in the back room, you can hear the particular melodies, but all of that sound, the sort of the din of all of that sound, almost sounds like a big like air conditioner. And it has a very white noise kind of sound to it. And that would probably help cut down on that a little bit, but I just haven't gotten around to making the panels. They wouldn't take me very long. They're a little bit of an expense, but I could fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them on the ceiling, I think. Like big ones, like 4 feet by 6 feet. But I haven't done it yet. What day is it today? Is it Friday? It's Friday. It's been a little crazy week, so I'm sort of a little out of sorts. I did a lot of driving. We went to on Monday. I went to Monday or Tuesday. I drove up to Tignish, which is on the western tip of the island, to pick up that weird cabinet game. So that was about an hour 45 up and back from here, and I'm 45 minutes from here to the house. So I came here, then I went up there, then I came back here, then I went back home. I guess that was Tuesday, I guess. And then, was it yesterday I went and picked up? Yeah, yesterday I drove off island to pick up lethal enforcers. So that's another hour. That's an hour and a half from here. And then we'll have a couple of days, and then we're going to do the 4-hour drive to Maine, 4.5 hours to Maine, 4.5 back. That's to here, not to the house. I told Sophia, I said, guess what I'm doing on Tuesday? Like what? I said, not driving. Vic says after 90 minutes is enough stimulation for my brain. 90 minutes seems to be about the limit for a lot of people that come in here, which is why we price our hours at 2 hours. 60 minutes they can make, 120 maybe not so much. Any parties tomorrow? What's going on tomorrow? That's enough. Yes, I have a party on the 24th and a party on the 25th. And a party on the 2nd. Been doing a lot of weekend parties, almost every weekend. We have at least one group coming in. Ooh. Sophia's at the store buying steak for dinner. Thank you. See you. We were, oh, hold please. Exciting streaming of Seven checking his phone messages. I have an old mobile phone that I haven't used. It's like two phones previous. I had this one more, and then the one before that phone. But the camera on it was really good. So I was thinking about bringing. Oh, I should test it. Hey, please. This phone. It's a Motorola phone, but I remember it had a pretty good camera on it. So my thought was that, and it's in really good shape still. It's just it was getting a little long in the tooth. So my thought was that maybe I could use this and keep this here for Camera Safari Adventure Time. Let's try it, shall we? Camera Safari Adventure. So this is the Moto. Let's see if it. I don't know. It might not be. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it look better than the other one? Better than my other one? My thought was that I could mount this above the pinball machine for when we do Big Lebowski. And then I could just keep it here for stuff. But I don't know. It looks a little, maybe not so great. Reverse. Oh, hold on just a second. Okay, this one's working.
Okay.
5 balls per game, but you need to push this in to lift the ball up every time.
Okay, great.
It's just how they did it in the 60s. What am I doing here? All right. Oh no, now it's like super dark. I'm just bumbling along here. So let's try it with some action stuff and let's see how it looks. Tell me if this looks pretty smooth or not. I suck at this game. I suck at this game playing it through a phone. I suck even worse. Come and get me. Come and get me. Ha ha ha. Oh no. Alright. It's a little jiggly because I'm like. Alright, enough of that. Anyway, so the idea was that I could possibly use this to mount over the game to show that what we're playing on the game. Instead of actually running a wired camera out, which would be better, but I've got to get a camera, I've got to get a wire from this computer up and over and down before I have the game over there. Not a deal breaker. I want to stream on the 7th of the game, and then on the 8th too. We're going to do a live stream when we have people in and we introduce the game. And I would like to have a camera over it just to catch gameplay and stuff, just for fun. Maybe not necessarily at the people's faces playing because it'll just be general public, but just pointing down. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. That's something I want to try out on Thursday when we're just in here kind of goofing around. Is I've got some tripods and some other mounts and things like that for cameras. So we'll play around with that during the live stream and see what works and what doesn't. And if this little Moto phone, if we mount it over the thing, because then I just need a tripod up over the phone and then a battery pack, and it'll just do its thing. It'll just run. So we'll try it. We'll see if it looks good enough. If it looks good enough, then we'll probably keep that. And we'll do that on the 8th. If it looks like ass and I don't feel like running the thing, then the guy just won't live stream the Lebowski game on the 8th. I don't know. Would a Wi-Fi camera work? Maybe. I know that you can, I have a Weiss cam that I've actually loaded different firmware into so that I can run it. I have a camera network at home, and so I've just got it attached into that, and I know that there's a plug-in that I can do, and there's a way that I can catch that in OBS. So maybe I could grab that camera. I have a couple of those. Bring it in, join it up, and see if that would work. It might work. But I don't know if that camera is better than like what's in the Moto. And I would go get another one of these. These are the I'm using a Razer. What are they? They're Razer Razer Pro and a Razer ring light one. I think that's what they're called. I'd go get another one of those. They're not very much. I think that it'd make a third version of it because I don't want to run the same model because it might be a problem having that all plugged into the same USB. I know I've run into that before when I've tried to run like two identical Logitechs on the same computer. It gets confused, so they have to be slightly different models. But I know that there's one more model of these Razer ones. Maybe I'll go and grab one just to have it here. That and an extension cord for a USB. Because worst case, it's just boop, boop, boop. It doesn't have to be anything pretty. It just has to be good for the night. So. All right, let me get caught up here.
Yeah, where you going? Oh, you stupid date? I think of that.
Tom says, thanks again for sharing the arcade for those of us too far away to come in. Oh yeah, it's fun. I like doing this. Matthew says I'm getting nauseous. Dallas, sorry about that. Mike says, hey, reset. Do we have anybody? No one chatting on the Twitch. Okay. I'm sort of waiting for Sophia to show up here any time now. I would imagine. She's buying her steak. I joke. Oh, I remember. That's what I was talking about. Why I brought out the Moto phone. I got sidetracked. So the old Moto phone, I pulled it out of the drawer or wherever the hell it was in. Turned it on. I charged it up. I turned it on. It's like, hey, there's a bunch of pictures and stuff on here. So and the pictures were for, I don't know, they were 3 years ago or something like that. And so we were going through the pictures when she was in BC, and I was here, and we send each other a lot more pictures when we're far away, kind of just goofing around. So I'll send her like a picture of like, this is my food. Like, and she sends me a picture like, this is the milkshake I'm drinking, or whatever it is, right? So I was going through the pictures today, scrolling through, and there were a lot of like, we had just gotten our cat Gus, who's a Maine Coon cat. He's a Maine Coon and Ragdoll mix. So we had just gotten him. He was probably like 6 months old at the time. So there were a lot of stupid like kitten pictures. And but I was scrolling through, and she's standing behind me looking. And we come across this picture, and it must have been the dinner I was having that night that I sent her a picture of it, because it's a steak with big mushrooms on it and broccoli and some other stuff. And she's like, oh, that makes me hungry. And I'm like, we have that at home. We have that at home. We just need that, and that. So apparently she's going and grabbing that, and that. We're going to have that for dinner. So. Exciting live stream commentary. Here's a picture I found on my phone, and this is what I'm having for dinner. I know you guys are on the edge of your seats. But that's the content everybody tunes in for on 7's Pinballorama live stream about nothing. I need to get something where people can join us on the live stream. Would you guys be interested in that? If we can do like a camera, you could basically call in. Would you want to be on the live stream with us? I think they're going to get pizza. Speaking of food, yeah, it might be kind of fun if someone wanted to join in, like call up, maybe, or like do a phone call in and we can have a conversation, or like a Zoom type meeting kind of thing where someone could join us and we could chat for a few minutes or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that something you want to do? I had a couple friends that had joined, like old friends that had joined the last few streams that we had, old music associates and things. And I know a couple of those guys, if I had that ability, they might do that. And I could probably set up like a toll-free number kind of thing where you could actually call, like a phone-in show. Girls over there looking at me like wondering why I'm sitting here talking to myself. Hold please. Funny, Sophia left here. When she left here around 6 or something. I think we had like one or two people in at the time when she left, and she's gonna come back, and we're gonna only have 1 or 2 people. It's like wasn't busy at all. As a matter of fact, we've had 20 people in since he left. Nick says, wouldn't that be fun? Like a conference call or a guest in your live stream. That's what I'm thinking. I think, yeah, it would be kind of cool. I'll see if I can figure out something like that and just have the option that if someone wants to call in or something. I'd have to get a headset, though. I have no audio on this computer at all. So I'll have to figure that part out. I could do... I have another wireless mic. It has a line in. I think it has a monitor port on it. So I could actually use that for like a wireless thing, or I can get like a little earpiece thing, wireless. I don't know if this computer has Bluetooth though. I'll figure something out. We'll make it happen. Probably not by the time that we do Lebowski though, because I've got a lot of things kind of on the go right now, but I'll see if that's even feasible. That'd be fun. I'm looking forward. I was talking about the Quicks game with the guy. That's and the little thing that I got in. Quicks is, let me pull it up here. I don't know if anybody remembers this thing. on with this wacky thing. This is Quicks. This game. I don't know. Does anybody remember this one? So you've got the Quicks is the thing in the middle, and then you draw a line, and then that's the thing, the fuse. That's the little electric thing that if it touches you, you die. And if the Quicks thing touches your line when you're drawing it, you die. So the idea is that it's set, the operator of the game sets it on how much of the screen you have to take over before you move to the next level. And I think it's anywhere from 65 to 90% or something like that. But you draw little boxes like that, and you quarantine your little blobby Quicks thing off into one side. So on this, then he'll come down from the top in little squares like that. A bunch of different ways to do it. And then you can draw either fast or slow. So the blue, he's drawing fast, and then the red, he's drawing slow. And the slow ones make more points. So super easy game. Someone can sit down, you have a joystick, you have a fast button and a slow button, that's it. And they sit down and they're like, oh, okay, I get what I'm supposed to do after playing it, like a game or two. Get it figured out. And then it gets harder and harder, but it's super addictive because everybody understands it almost right away. They know what they're supposed to be doing. And there's a bunch of different strategies you can do. So like in this one, drawing big chunks at a time, or doing a whole bunch of little ones as you work your way up and yeah. So this is what I want to have. I haven't seen this game in an arcade forever. And I actually haven't played it for a really long time. But I love this game. So that's gonna be the little one that's going in that weird little cabinet that I bought. Oh, I have a copy of The Big Lebowski, and I need to of the movie, and I need to edit it. I'm going to pull out kind of the slow bits. I'm going to take the, it's like 2-hour movie. I have to cut out. There's a little bit of nudity. I got to cut that out, and a few of the things where it's kind of slow, and then I want to have that up on the screen the day that we introduce the game. So I have to edit that thing together. Shouldn't take very long though. Might do that tomorrow. So. Then the only other thing I need to do is figure out what I want for that. I have one more space over there. I'll have one more space over there. I need coffee, that's what I need. I almost think I have 2 gun games in here. I have a beat 'em up game. I have like one of the top-down scroller Aero Fighters, Battlezone, Space Invaders, Snow Bros. I need a Donkey Kong. I don't have a Donkey Kong. And I have a cocktail table. I have 2 more cocktail tables to rebuild at home. One of them has both controlling. It was a Miss Pac-Man, not an actual Miss Pac-Man, but it had been redone to be a Miss Pac-Man. So it's got a joystick. I think it has a fire button and a player 1 and player 2 button. I don't know if it has a fire button now that I think about it. Might just have a joystick on it. And that's a vertical mount one, so it's like the Galaga table over there. That one I will probably turn that into a Donkey Kong, and I'm going to pull Kid Nicky out. When I get that done, I'm going to pull Kid Nicky out and put it there, because I think that people would really get into playing Donkey Kong. Um, I guess I don't have a driving game. I have shooters. I have some of the classic kind of thingies. Maybe I need a driving game. And I've got the other one. I've got like Die Hard. That's a beat 'em up. And I have Rampage World Tour. That's a big machine. Like I said, it's okay bringing in a big machine. I have room for 3. Bring in a big one. I've got the little Quicks one, so it would work. But maybe I should look into finding a driving game though, because that's one thing I don't have. I guess I have time. I have time to think about it. I'm not buying anything. I told myself I'm not buying anything expensive until I get Lebowski in and set up and going. I haven't bought like anything other than just like empty cabinets and stuff like that. I haven't really bought any games. I guess I bought Monaco, but that was fairly inexpensive because it needed work. But, all right, hold please. All right, I'm back. And Sin13 is over on Twitch. Hi, Sin. How's it going? We're just sort of hanging out. Sophia is she's at the store buying steak. If you missed that whole conversation, she's buying steak. That's what we're having for dinner. And she will be here, I imagine, any time now. Pins and Fins. Hey, how are ya? All right, so Pins and Fins says, what's a good day amount of money that you make? Is it the type of business where you make enough money in June, July, and August to carry you through the entire year? So we probably, with the tourist season, if we planned to just use that as the money that we make for the year, we probably could. We probably could make enough. Like if we just wanted to be open for that amount of time, that would carry us the entire year. We make every month we've been open, on our slowest month that we've ever had, we made our monthly overhead and then some. That was the slowest month. So we made money on our slowest month. Most months we are kind of doing twice our overhead. And then the summer months, like last summer was stupid busy. I mean, it was just crazy busy. We made a ton of money. And so kind of what we've been doing is that we have 2 summers under our belt. What we did last summer, our first summer, we reinvested that extra money back in with some wiggle room. So we bought Valhalla and Hot Wheels with some of that extra money and reinvested back in machinery. And then Lebowski. So we put some money into a fund to buy Lebowski. And then last summer we used that money to pay off Lebowski and then some. And we bought like the freeze dryer and some other stuff. So we do fine just with regular people coming in and just maintaining. If we were able to open in a larger space, we're doing a lot more like product sales. So we have people that come in now just to buy drinks or candy or something like that. There she is. Hello. She's got steak. She's got steak with her. If we were to open up a larger space and have more, like some more arcades, because I know that would be a bigger draw for some people. We have people that come in just looking to play arcades. So if I could do like my ideal space, I would have maybe 60 to 70 pinball and then 20 to 30 video. And then a place where we could have like a proper candy store and drinks and do our espresso. I think as long as we didn't kill ourselves on overhead, we'd do really well, I think, year round. Matthew says I need a Komani 4 player. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That's isn't the Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's a Komani 4 player, isn't it? Do we have let's see. Okay, so Pins and Fins says, do you have a pinball league or lots of resident return players? We had a pinball league the first year we were open. They took a break in summer, and then when they were looking to fire back up, this was kind of their home base. And I cut them a lot of slack. Like we were at the time we were open at 10 until 10. They were starting at 7 p.m. Starting the leagues at 7 p.m. And I told them just pay the 2 hours, and then they could, if they go over, like 7 to 9, if they go over a little bit, that's fine, no big deal. What was happening as the leagues progressed, we had members coming in earlier and earlier, and they'd be here 4.5 hours or something like that on a 2-hour thing. And then can interact with some of the paints and inks and cause it to curl. So if you go light and steady on it, it's less likely to do that. Bob says, how about a top 5 multi-playfield pinball? Are there more than 5? Big Lebowski, Congo, Simpsons, Pinball Party, Lord of the Rings, Scooby-Doo. There's the old Gottlieb wide bodies that had the 3. Well, Haunted House has 3. So it has a lower playfield, the middle playfield, and the upper deck. And then Black Hole has the lower one, and then the main one. I can't remember. I don't think it has the upper one. And Electra has the lower, smaller playfield. It says 7/7. We come to the 7th of March. You would make a steak dinner. That's a message for you.
What is it?
Nick says 7 said if we come on the 7th of March, you would make us a steak dinner. But she won't be here. She'll be in BC.
No.
And you don't want me to cook you a steak dinner in here because the only thing we have to cook it on is
Medusa.
or the microwave.
Oh.
We can run it through the pizza oven. That would actually work pretty well.
It's a steak.
If it were thick enough and you ran it through the pizza oven, that would probably be okay.
Is it? This is red. I don't know if it's on. The microphone doesn't like me.
Oh, you know what?
Yours is blue now. Can you still hear on this mic? It's blue. It's not green anymore. 7 broke them.
That's.
No. Why is that one's blue? I think you put the noise canceling.
It's like it's on mute. It's on mute. I gotta go down here. Be back in a minute.
One moment, please.
This is 1. Test.
I think they can hear you. This one's not working.
This one is 2, but this one says that it's 2.
Maybe put them back in the box and take them back out. Yes, it is very funny. Maybe just turn everything on and off again. Give me your other mic. I'll talk to people while you're trying to fix it. There it is. But is yours green too?
Yeah,
I think we did it. Can you hear me, friends? I hope that wasn't too loud. See you later, Mick. Sorry about the
Nick, leaving battery dying later all. Bye.
technical difficulties. Oh, you leaving that up for the chat?
Yeah, I've given up on trying to have the Twitch chat on the window, at least for tonight. So,
Oh. Isn't Mick and Tom together? So Mick's leaving, but Tom's staying on?
well, Mick's battery is dying, so
Oh,
might not have a choice.
maybe Mick needs to recharge.
All right, can you keep them entertained for a minute? I'll be right back.
Okay. Hello, friends. Sorry I wasn't here. It's been kind of a crazy day. I ran out to try and squeeze in a hair appointment to fix my very long, my roots were coming through. I think they did a pretty good job. It's a little darker on the roots, but I think that'll wash out a little bit. But it still looks pretty groovy. And then we, funny story, totally not pinball related, but kind of, because we need to have it fixed. Our van that we take all of the machines in, one of the tail lights went out, and on the Dodge Grand Caravan, instead of making light replacement, making it so you could replace the light bulbs, so like, you know what, we're going to rip people off, and you have to buy an entire light housing, like the whole tail light. Can't just buy a light bulb, gotta buy a whole tail light. So we spent $200 and we bought a whole new tail light, and it did not fix the problem. So Seven dived into it a little bit more and figured out that on Dodge Grand Caravans, because the trailer hitch goes through the left light, it blows fuses very often, and we have a trailer hitch, and that's what happened. So I had to run out and buy a fuse right afterwards, and then we needed steak. So then I went and got steak, and then I decided to buy a bunch of cat food. So I had to go to the pet store, and that was my evening. I hope that's entertaining. I'm not sure if you were around when there were all these people in the arcade, but Seven's had a super busy night, looks like. Pretty good day. Seems like it's quieted down a little bit right now, but did we get our money back on the headlights? So, unlike most Amazon purchases, this one I was not able to just return, and they gave me a paid return label. They said if I want to return it, they will return it if it's in perfect condition, but I need to pay shipping. So currently we're trying to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Right? Isn't it such an exciting day? I worked all day and then ran out. And I missed going to Canadian Tire, so I don't even know if the fuses I bought will work. But so hopefully someone will buy this taillight, because I only have like 2 more weeks to return it, and I really don't want to spend $30 on shipping. So we'll see what happens. Thanks so much for coming on the stream, Matthew, and chatting with us. And we hope you have a fantastic weekend too. Oh, is that a person? Oh, I thought I heard somebody. I'm gonna go grab some water real quick.
Okay.
Matthew is leaving.
Bye, Matthew. See you next time. We may or may not live stream tomorrow. I do not know. It just depends on what's going on. Yeah, we might not. I don't know. We might actually on Sunday. No, she's got to get ready to go. We've got our trip. I was thinking we should probably do a live stream and actually like play a game or something instead of doing a live stream about nothing, which is fun. Actually doing a live stream playing a game like Electra or something. I don't know. But maybe we'll do that another day, I guess. I see you found your cheap cookies that you were talking about getting.
Don't shop when you're hungry, friends. I was really hungry. And then I went to the discount pastry rack and I forgot I had bought cookies or put cookies in my basket. So I also put donuts, and then when I got to the checkout, I had 2 boxes of donuts and a bag of cookies.
Sin says I can hear Red and Ted in the background. Yep, someone's over there playing it. Actually, let's change to scene 2. You can't see it right behind Valhalla.
Did you turn off Blackwater?
I did.
Uh-oh.
It started doing the ejector ball thing again.
Oh.
So I'll have to get in there and look at it. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with it.
That's okay. You're going to have
Tinker
a
with
second
it.
set of boards pretty soon here.
I have a second set of boards in the back.
Hmm.
All of them. They're right back there. I could just. That's probably one of the first things I might try is just swap out the MP1 and see what happens.
We have 2 of those for sale. Very good condition.
Yeah.
Other than this glitch, which Seven will sort out. He's been on a hot streak this week.
I picked so many machines in here.
Did you tell
This
him
week.
about all of the machines? Let's see.
What did I do? Electra. I finally figured out what Electra was the switch matrix problem. And
Strange
then
Science.
Strange Science was the switch matrix problem.
You got the coil for
Time
Time
zone
Zone.
was hilarious. So it's totally smoked a coil. Like the coil just like burnt up and melted. And it was sitting over in this back corner over in the where all the video games are now. And it was in such a way, it was wedged back there. I put Nippet and Time Zone back there because you don't slide the glass out of those. They come in a cartridge. So you can lift the whole glass up and out.
I personally prefer those ones because then you don't have to worry about dropping the glass on the floor.
Yeah.
Or because it's
The
surrounded.
edges are protected.
Yeah.
I like the cartridge system. But so I put that over there. But then when something smoked on it, it found it wasn't on the inside. It was actually in the back box. So now it's in the corner. There's not enough room for me to slide it out far enough. So to get to work on it, I would have to basically slide it out and then crawl under the machines and come up. So I was kind of putting off doing that because I was trying to think, should I move it to another location and whatever. So I finally figured it out. We moved everything all around.
And they all paid.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Great, thank you.
How bad? Guys heading out?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Thanks for coming in.
Awesome. I am. Let's do it. See you later, folks.
You guys have a great
See ya.
evening. Thanks so much for coming in.
So someone had given me the guts and 2 old EM machines. They got the cabinets, and they didn't have playfield. These 2 old machines didn't have playfields. They didn't have glass, but it had the internal relay boards and then the back box relay boards. So this guy had these 2 cabinets, and he was going to turn one of them into a virtual machine. So, and he's local in town, and he said, "Do you have any interest in these other things? I'll just give them to you." So he gave me the guts out of this Gottlieb machine and the guts out of this other machine.
Space Time.
No, it was
One of them was Space Time.
Space Time. Yeah.
Yeah, Space Time Time Zone.
Yeah. I saw the sides of the cabinet, so I figured out. Yeah, one of them was Valley Space Time 4-player of the Time Zone, and then the other one was
Buckaroo?
Buckaroo, I think.
Yeah.
Gottlieb Buckaroo. Which is great because they've got a bunch of all the coils were fine on them. It's kind of ratty looking, but I'm sure the transformers work and the squirrel reels are fine. And so extra parts are great. So we blew the coil on that, and I'm like, great, I don't have to buy a coil. I can just rob it from this back box that I have. So it's one of the steppers in the back box. Like, oh, okay, I think it's this one. The clip brought it in here. I had moved the game over to that corner, got in, looked at it. I'm like, oh, there's on the stepper unit. There's 2 different coils. There's a smaller one, the bigger one. I clip the smaller one. I need the bigger one. A couple days later, I bring in the right coil. I look at it. I get it all fixed up. Whatever. Turn on the game. The coil engages and it doesn't release. I'm like, what is doing this? Like, it's going to cook itself again. Like, what is? I thought the stepper was some sort of bonus thing. It was only for the match game. So I was like, well, screw this. I don't need this at all. Like, who cares? I just clipped it. So if I had known that over there, I could have just gotten up and I should have looked to see what it was, but I could have just climbed up there, clipped the coil, and called it a day. But
So time zone's fixed.
time zone's working. It still does. It has that weird thing on 2 players that sometimes it doesn't switch it back and forth between 1 player and 2 players.
And sometimes it gives you extra balls. It's
So
like
I need to figure out what's going on with that. 1 player works beautifully. So it's something about the player unit that it's not.
it's just a
Working right.
wacky game. And if you want a chance to get extra balls, that's the one to do it on.
And sometimes it works great. Like it's just sort of hit and miss. So I have to get over there and play with it a little bit more. Does she have a stuck ball?
No, I can see it. Are the GI lights out on the game, or is it just the reflection is so
I think
strong?
it's just a reflection.
Yeah, we were talking this week about how we need to get a couple of the pinball machines, including Dragon and Break Shot, have very reflective glasses, especially with their back box. Uh-oh. The score lights are not coming on Speakeasy. Do you want to do Safari Cam?
What?
I said, did you want to? Oh, there you go. You got it working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other? No. Let's see. What else did he fix? So he fixed Electra, and then Lethal Enforcers wasn't working, so he took. So we dropped that off at a repair guy off island, and then Seven picked it up yesterday. And then he fixed Double Dragon recently, and that was a power supply issue. We have a feeling that Starship Troopers might also be a power supply issue. It's doing a whole bunch of weird things, and Speakeasy's gone off again. The score reel backpack lights are going off. Seven's gonna pull it open. Maybe I'll. Do you have Safari Cam? Do you want me to come?
No, this will only take me a second.
Okay. Anyways, it's been doing a whole bunch of weird stuff. So it's we're not quite sure what's going on, but it could very well be a power supply issue because it's a lot of weird things instead of just one specific thing that it's doing. So maybe a few of the things aren't getting enough juice to it. Strange Science, I think, had a switch matrix issue recent. We also had a flipper last week. Last week, I think it was, that I was in here, and Seven had off. And unfortunately, Seven got sick on the days that he had off. So I feel really bad because I've got to go out to BC because my mom's sick. And I would have liked to give Seven a little more time off. But luckily, we have a great staff member, Jacob, and Jacob can pick up shifts here and there, so Seven needs to take some more time off. Genesis had a flipper problem. Seven got that fixed. What else was quirky? I feel like there was something else going on. We'll probably figure out Break Shot or Blackwater pretty quickly. Any other ones? So Seven's working on Speakeasy right now. This has happened before. The score displays have gone off, and That's so weird. They're turning on and off right now. Like 7's restarting them, unplugging and plugging them back in. And then they'll start and then they turn off. Could it be a power supply issue?
What?
Power supply
No,
issue?
it's one of these connectors.
You mean, what was wrong with Valhalla? Remind me. Do you mean the boat in Valhalla? 7 got that fixed a while ago. The only thing we still need to do, which is a bit of a task, is replace the rails on it. So, American Pinball have changed the rail system that they have because they found that their other ones were slipping. They just weren't wide enough. Last time we pulled out the playfield, 7 asked me, oh, the ball ejector. I'll ask 7. I'm not sure if that's the ship or not. I haven't seen any issues. It turned off once or twice recently. It reset one night, but the person that was playing it is, he's cursed, or he curses us at least. Harry, you know who you are. And it happens quite often that he'll play a game and then something will happen. So for a really long time, he played Comet quite a few times, and then Comet kept blowing up, and it hasn't. Yeah, the ship got fixed. 7 fixed that. And then I think he played Hot Wheels once, and Hot Wheels blew up. It's the 2 buttons on the front of the game. There you go. And you each get a gun. And so, anyways, Harry blew up Comet, and then when Harry was in the other day, he came in, he played Valhalla for a while. It restarted twice on him. Valhalla.
Valhalla did?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it never did again. I went over and
It tests that sometimes.
I pulled the back glass off, I pushed all of the plugs in, and then it was fine. It did it 2 times in a row, and he's like, I'm so sorry. Because he knows that he has cursed. And I think something happened when he was playing Hot Wheels once and it reset. And it's like every game he touches does something. But at least he admits to it.
Sin over on Twitch says, I got a weird issue with Indiana Jones right now, where sometimes when it's turned on, all the optos stop working, and Path of Adventure and idle motors don't work. Seems 12 volt related, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Check the... I don't know, see if those are all on the same matrix leg. Because if they are, you could have a problem there. I think the motors are going to be different. I'm not really, I haven't really worked on that machine, so I don't know where the motor's sitting at. But for the optos, it could be, well, I guess if they work sometimes, then they're not bad.
Would Jason know? Doesn't Jason have an Indiana Jones and he went through a whole bunch of trouble with it?
He's been through that machine a million times. But
Jason, if you're watching, help a friend out on Twitch. Someone just posted on Instagram that must have been in here, Speaker Geek, Nostalgia Overload at 7's Pinballorama tonight, just what I needed. And a little photo of, I don't know if you can see it, Lethal Weapon 3. Very fuzzy. Anyways, that's nice. It's always nice when people are, people post about us and tag us in it. It's nice.
yeah, the only thing left I have to do on Valhalla is it's got the old playfield rails on it.
I was just starting to talk about that when you went over to Speakeasy.
That pops off those rails. So American Pinball sent me new rails, new mounts for underneath the playfield, and the rails that bolt onto the side of the cabinet. And someone actually said that they've shimmed their rails out with a couple of washers just to get them out a little bit farther.
Yeah.
That I haven't swapped those out yet.
But it seemed to work because last time I pulled the plate, like squeezing the cabinet, and Seven slid it in. So
slid it out. Yeah.
obviously, if they're pushed together a little bit more,
Yeah. And those rails have a little bit more. They're a little bit different design. So I need to pull the whole playfield to do it. It's not going to be like one of those things where you can kind of do a little bit at a time. Like you do want to do that because it rests on itself. So I might be able to do one side and then swap and do the other side if I prop it up. But I think it's going to need a couple of people to do it. What are you doing?
I was trying to make it smaller so we could see the chat, and now the chat's gone. What did I do?
I think you have to do.
I ruined. Oh, right here. Maybe that's it. Yes. Okay, it's back. I was trying to do it so that we could still see our chat. Okay, leave it like that.
I thought you could pop chat out.
Chat appearance?
No, that's.
Trying
No,
to
that's
pop up. That's okay. We can see it from there.
Like this, it will.
I can't believe it feels like I was in here most of the day and then I left and all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock. I told them, I didn't tell you though, but I got the fuses.
Okay.
And then I was like, I think I have time to go to the pet store. So I stocked you up on cat food.
Okay. Great.
And then I had to double back all the way to the other superstore because that one was closed, and then dropped them off, got some water, and then got you steak and a whole bunch of donuts. I'm sorry. I was thinking we bought some, what were they, Danish thingies? And they were on sale because they were
stale.
a couple days old, and I was like, oh, they're probably fine because we bought stuff on sale before. They weren't very good. So I was really craving donuts, and I think you were too because we were looking at them yesterday, just something sweet. So then
I'm always down for donuts.
So they had all these. They had a box of. I'm rambling now. Half a
That's right.
dozen.
This is the
Rambling
Seven's
time.
Pinballorama live
Rambling
stream
time?
about nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
They had half a dozen sprinkle donuts, except they were called raised, not raisin, raised Hawaiian sprinkle donuts. So who knows what that means, but I'm a glutton or a sucker for sprinkle donuts. But then they had all these individual boxes of multi-flavored donuts. So there was like blueberry donuts and then strawberry donuts and then Valentine's strawberry donuts with cream filling. But they didn't have any more sprinkle donuts in sets of 2. So I was forced to buy the half a dozen sprinkle donuts plus the strawberry Valentine donuts that have strawberry cream filling. I know, it's
Sounds
terrible.
good to me.
And then I got some other little fixins. And I wanted to buy new favorite snack, friends, goldfish pretzels. But they went from $2 to $4, and that is not cool. What's that? What is that?
I'm gonna go and
that's
play
similar.
Lethal Enforcers.
Do you want help?
You
Like,
wanna go
do you
play?
need someone to hold the camera for you?
No, I'm
Oh
just
no,
gonna
I see what you're gonna do. Yeah, go play. I'll watch from here. It's
All
gonna
right.
be fun.
Switch it over to browser whenever you're ready.
Browser?
Or sorry, not browser. Camera adventure time.
Okay, there we go. Seven's gonna go play our new game. Pink gun, blue gun. So these are the original guns. Look at him go. We tried playing this earlier today, and I thought I killed all of the innocent people, the victims.
Oh, not supposed to
Turned
shoot
out
him.
to be
You can't really see what I'm doing. I can't tell what I'm doing.
He's so cute. We played together though. You know how hard it is to beat that first level? I don't know how anyone would beat it without without like $10 in quarters. We had to continuously push the start button or the continue button, and on top of that, the boss is so hard to beat. I'm wondering if there's like a level, what do you call it? Like you can change the difficulty on it.
Oh wait, I want those. Innocent victim. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that.
I was giving commentary as he went, as he played. I was saying how difficult it is.
We still have snow.
And do you think there's like a difficulty level on that? Like, could we change it? Because I was saying how hard it was for us, even with the start button. You'd need $10 in quarters if you ever wanted to beat the first level.
There are several settings. There's another setting called, I was looking at the manual today because I wanted to just change it over to free play, and I didn't know if that one had free play or not, so I looked at the manual. It does. I changed it to free play. There's something called stage and street version. So the one of them we're set to, I think it's street version,
That would make sense.
and then there's stage version, which when you hit start, it actually lets you select what scene you want or something.
Oh.
So it's a little bit different. You're not linear going through the whole thing. So I think you can bounce forward. That's a jumper setting on the game itself. And then there's extra life settings and stuff. Some other things we can toy around with. Some of it we can access from the menu, and some of it we have to do little jumper. But I want to change it to that other version. And I actually talked, when we got it back after
Did you tell the
Julian
story
worked
about
on
the
it.
phone?
Yeah.
Poor
Oh,
Julian.
no, I didn't tell the phone story.
Okay, finish that, and then
All
we'll
right.
tell the phone story. It's
I don't think
oh
I told
my
the phone story. No. But I said it's making a little bit of buzz, and he says that one of the grounds may have come off.
Oh,
And so that makes
that
sense.
would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so the phone story is actually kind of funny. So it's over at Julian's, and he's got it in his little loading bay. There's a roll down door, and he's got it just inside the thing. We've got the roll down door open, and so he was messing around with a few little things on it when I got there, and so he turns it on to make sure that it's all working, and we test the guns to make sure all that's working. So the guns weren't working because it was too bright behind me. So we pushed the thing back, and we pulled the doors down, and we verified both guns were working. And he was in the back, he was tying a couple of things up. We put the back on it, we loaded it up into the car, hang out for a few minutes, and I head off. I get here, we bring it in,
And Jacob's here, our other
Jacob's
staff
here.
member.
we bring it in. I wanted to make sure before I turned it on that nothing had come crazy on it. So we took the back off of it, I looked in there.
Jacob had his phone with his
He
flashlight
had
on.
his phone with the flashlight on. I go in the back to grab something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I go back there, and it's like, okay, we're ready to go. There's a phone on the inside with the light on, so I pick the phone up and I hand it back to Jacob. It's like, here. It's like, oh, okay. And we
Like,
close it all up. We do
Finished
whatever.
tinkering.
He hands me that phone back. He goes, here's your phone back. I'm like, that's not my phone. Like,
He's
that's
like,
not
well,
my phone. Like, whose phone is it? So we're like, where did this phone come from? We realize maybe it's Julian's phone. I go back to the computer in the back. I have a message on Facebook from his wife that was left.
and some phone calls, missed Facebook calls.
Trying to call through Facebook. Literally like 10 minutes after I left. I don't have Facebook on my phone, so I didn't get them. Yeah, that was his phone.
So luckily, though, we were like, if you can hold off until Monday, we could drop it off because we're going to be driving by.
Yeah.
But he knew that the bus company here does delivery, so you can just have a package like taken from one bus depot to another. So we dropped it off today at the bus depot this morning. So
Yeah, he got it.
good. He got it. That was so funny though, and the flashlight was on too. Like he just put it down. And it's actually really good. I don't know what phone it was, but it had good battery power because it was still at 80% when he showed up. Flashlight on the whole time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
Julian.
we think that maybe the phone whacked up against something and maybe knocked the ground off. I was joking with him today. I said maybe the phone pulled the ground off to try to get a better signal to call for help. help, I'm being kidnapped.
Oh, I can't even. I don't think I've ever lost my phone like that, but there's a first for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, my phone was stolen in Paris, remember?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So, yeah, I got to Paris, I checked in at my hotel, and the guy told me, do you have a cell phone? And I said, yes. He's like, Paris is full of pickpockets. Don't leave your cell phone in your pocket. Put it in your backpack and zip it up. Or just always have it in your hand. And so I spent 2 days in Paris. And for most of it, if I was in a busy street, I wore my backpack on my front. If I was in a not so busy street, I wore it on my back. And I kept my phone in the bottom, like a deep zipped up bag or zipped up pocket. And then, and I'd pull it out and figure out where I was on the map and put it back in. It was pretty easy. So about an hour before I was set to leave Paris and catch my train, because the hotel was like 2 minutes from the train, and so I was like, okay, I'll do some shopping beforehand. And I was watching the time with my phone, and so I put my phone in my pocket, and then I was looking at some clothes in a bin, and I remember feeling someone push up against me, and then like 2 minutes later, I put my hand in my pocket, and my phone was gone. And so I went back to the hotel immediately, and I started changing all the passwords on my phone. And it wasn't even a good phone either. It was just like a crappy old phone. And I confronted the owner of the shop as well. And I was like, did you see? And I was like, I knew you. And he was standing right there when it happened. So I know he knows who pickpocketed me. And so I think he was like in on it too, which was pretty shitty. Anyways, that's my story of one time losing my phone, but not as cool as Julian. So then I didn't have the phone for the rest of my trip in Europe, which was fine. I just used like Facebook Messenger. And then when we got back, we bought a phone from someone that possibly pickpocketed that phone from somebody else. It was a very strange meetup with somebody. Anyways, back to pinball related things. 7, the displays are working on Speakeasy, but they keep shutting off. So 7 is looking into what's going on here. Do you want to do camera adventure time just so you can talk through it?
No.
It's very strange. Is there like a short happening somewhere?
It's one of the connectors.
Connectors. That's a problem we have. Connectors sometimes. They just don't connect. Sometimes they get a little, my brain's not working. What is the word? Corrosion. Or they slip. There's some connectors that aren't, they're like ones where it just clamps on and they can slowly loosen over time. And then there's other connectors that are more, I don't know what the word for it is, just more secure in the housing at the end. I think, is it Starship Troopers and yeah, it's the Data East Sega ones. They have connectors that are the ones that are just a simple clamp, and they loosen and fall off a little bit more often than others. So we've had trouble with, I think, we've had trouble with Starship Troopers and Royal Rumble before with those. But one of the weird things is, you know, you unplug, plug, unplug, unplug, plug the, have those troublesome, yeah. And that helps take off the corrosion sometimes. So it's playing games, but it's not necessarily the score displays aren't working. Our escape ball display, the 1 and 2 aren't as bright as 3 and 4 anymore. And so I think we need to swap those two out as well. Most of them have oh, look at him getting an extra ball already. Most of them have done pretty well, or held up, like the displays so far. We've replaced Pinbot, I think, and there was one more. I can't remember which one it was. It had like 4 different display boards, and we replaced it in there. But 7 got the. I think so, yeah, we bought blue and red for Pinbot, because I don't think Pinbot came with blue and red initially, so he's got the blue and red on both sides. Yeah. Trying to remember which one it was that we replaced all of the score displays on. They weren't working. When we first came in, they kind of blew up. I think we might have replaced some on roller games once too. Try for con. When 7 comes back, I'll mention it to him. He's playing, but I don't know that the score, I don't know if the displays are working. Oh my goodness, it's 10:30 already. Feels like this day's just gone by so quickly. Days are just going by so quickly. Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday we'll be driving down to Maine. I also bought extra windshield wiping fluid because I feel like a trip down to Maine will get dirty windshield. What else did I get? Or what else is going on? Yeah, it's just, and I've got to get back in time for class to start on Monday. It's crazy. I'm taking a class that's 4 hours behind us. So it's from 10:30 to 1:30 a.m. for me. It's crazy. All fixed?
Well, we'll see. I've had this problem before with one of the connectors, but I'm not sure exactly which one it is.
Any suggestions on what connector it could be that's causing issues on Speakeasy? Tom was saying that all pinball people have the trouble with those connectors that we have that are the crappy clamp ones that always slip off. He says to use the Try for Con.
Yeah, it's not on this board. They're not that tight. They're little Molex ones, and they're going to the MPU, but I'm not sure which bank it is. The MPU shuts down, but it's not the ones. It's not the power ones. So I don't know. One of those things that like once every 3 months I have to go in there and go, and then it's fine. Probably I just need to repin.
I was saying that we've got to swap out the top 2 and bottom 2 displays on Skateball because the number 2 is really starting to go. But 3 and 4 are okay.
I actually think I have some of those displays at home.
Well, you can just swap them.
I'll look tonight or tomorrow and see if I have them.
Did you? I don't know if I've just not noticed it, and maybe it's always been there, but today I noticed that the skateball glass is cracked. The back glass, not cracked, but the paint. I don't know if that was from the big freeze.
That happened during the freeze. It was perfect.
I know.
And yeah, that happened during the freeze.
So frustrating. I mean, I think, well, the one good thing is, and if anyone has any recommendations, we have found companies online that can reprint glass, but sometimes you need to be able to scan it. But, you know, ones like, what do you call it? Triple Action and Superstar are so damaged that we don't have a copy of it, so they might not be able to, it would take more work. So if someone already has a scan version or knows a company that's already got an image of it, that would be...
I got that surface scanner so that I could so I could make the back glass for the retheme of Black Knight.
That's
So
right.
I could try that on, because I could scan it in and then clean it up in Photoshop. That'd be easy enough to do, I think. So, but I want to try it with the Black Knight one first, just because that's something I need to do anyway.
Should we? Well, it's 10:30. I wonder if we should say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah, we've been going about 2 hours, 22 minutes. That's
Yeah.
probably a good place to stop. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and say good night.
Yeah, we'll probably start closing up
Uh-oh.
pretty soon.
What did I
Once...
just do?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what I just did, but I just lost the chat.
Thanks, chat. If you have anything to say, you're fantastic.
Can I bring it back?
No, I think you killed it. That's
All right.
okay. We'll just say goodnight.
All right, we're gonna
Have
say
a great
goodnight.
weekend.
See you later.